Okay, starting off, the FFA motto will be spoken by Mackenzie Cox.
Learning to do, doing to learn, earning to live, and living to serve.
And now the poultry 4-H, the 4-H pledge by Katie Cox.
In support of the 4-H Club motto, to make the best better, I pledge my head to clearer thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living. For my club, my community, my country, and my world.
And now the prayer by Maddie Wilson.
May we bow our heads. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the friends gathered here around us and for the simple joy of showing poultry here at Rodeo Austin today. We ask you that you bless our birds, bless us, keep our spirits light and our eyes focused on you. Whether we win or lose today, keep everything involved around you. Help us compete with good humor and good sportsmanship and remind us to celebrate that many friendships we share here today. Keep our competition friendly and our words kind. Most importantly, keep us safe and protect us on the way home as we travel back today. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Now if you could remove your hats for the national anthem. Okay, we're going to start off with the first callback for cockerels. Pin number 1, 2, 3, 10, 14, 15, 16, 20, 21, 28, 30, 31, 36, 38, 43, 45, 52, 62, 70, 75, 80, 85, 88, 90, 94, and 95. Please make your way to the arena. Again, that's pin number 1, 2, 3, 10, 14, 15, 16, 20, 21, 28, 30, 31, 36, 38, 43, 45, 52, 62, 70, 75, 80, 85, 88, 90, 94, 95. Okay, first callback for Tom's. Pin number 2, 8, 13, 32, 33, 42, 44, 47, 49, 50, 52, 55, 58, 59, 60, 62, 63, and 64. Please make your way into the arena. Again, that's pin numbers 2, 8, 13, 32. Turkey Tom pins numbers 52, 42, and pin number 8. Please make your way to the show arena.
Well, good morning. We're going to start off with the Turkey Tom show for me this morning. And I don't know about y'all, but I think somebody forgot to turn the heater on. A little cold out here. But we got some good turkeys out here at this show. And you know, it's very, very competitive. And these I just need a little bit more base width down at the bottom and a little less tapering as we come to the top. So just, you know, it's total amount of breast meat quantity that gets you in this and get you a sale spot here. And it's tough sledding. A lot of good turkeys, you know, that are out there still. And so we just got to have more product. We got to have more base width and a little less tapering going on. I'm going to hold these three over and let them compete with the next group. But let's give all these exhibitors a big round of applause for all their hard work over the last 16 weeks or so. And let's bring in the next group. Thank you.
Okay, so the first callback on the cockerels, what I'm looking for is three of the most fleshy birds that you could get. If we were to fillet the breasts on these birds, which three are going to yield the most meat? I'm not looking for uniformity. I'm just looking for the most meat that we can get on these three birds. Several pens have like one pretty good bird. The other two just aren't there. I understand, you know, it's late in the season, keeping these birds, you know, fit, healthy, and alive in some cases. The warm weather we've been having, not like today, but I'm going to hold these three pens back. We're going to release these young ladies and young gentlemen around the outside. So let's give them all a round of applause, please.
Turkey Tom's callback for the second callback. Pin numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 14, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 25, 26, 27, 30, 31, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 43, 45, 48, 51, 53, 54, 56, 57, 61. Again, that's pin numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 14, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 25, 26, 27, 30, 31, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 43, 45, 48, 51, 53, 54, 56, 57, and 61 for Turkey Tom's second callback. Okay, moving on to second callback for cockerels. Pin numbers 4, 5, 8, 25, 41, 48, 58, 59, 60, 63, 65, 66, 68, 71, 76, 77, 78, 81, 87, 89, 91. Again, that's pin numbers 4, 5, 8, 25, 41, 48, 58, 59, 60, 63, 65, 66, 68, 71, 76, 77, 78, 81, 87, 89, and 91 for second callback cockerels.
Okay. Same thing with this. As when they come in, we're flopping back and forth between the cockerels and the pullets and, judging them. So we're bringing every bird back out, every pin of birds back out here to get a second look. So they can compare them. I can compare them to everybody, everybody else's birds. So, we're just kind of breaking them up with these numbers to get them in here so we don't have 90 pins of chickens here at one time. So again, I'm looking for the most amount of fleshing we can get off the breast of the three birds if we were to fillet them. And there's starting to be one bird that really stands out. The second one's okay. The third one really falls off. It just doesn't carry that width of that base all the way to the top, or maybe it's a little shorter in the keel. So we're not going to get as much flesh or breast meat off of that when we fillet them. So we're going to hold these pins back here. Let's release the ones on the outside. Let's give them a round of applause, please.
We're going to go ahead and call back the third callback for cockerels. So pin number 6, 9, 11, 12, 13, 19, 24, 27, 29, 32, 34, 37, 44, 46, 50, 51, 55, 61, 64, 67, 69, 73, 74, 79, and 82. Again, that's pin numbers 6, 9, 11, 12, 13, 19, 24, 27, 29, 32, 34, 37, 44, 46, 50, 51, 55, 61, 64, 67, 69, 73, 74, 79, and 82 for cockerels. Also, if there is anyone who is willing to hold some birds, could you please come to the front of the show ring? Thank you.
All right, we got our second wave of toms out here in the ring, and we're really starting to step up and see some differences in the amount of taper as well as the amount of base width. When those birds are up, the very bottom, that's not only the widest portion, it's also the thickest portion of the breast meat, and so you got to put a lot of emphasis there, and then you got to have one that carries it all the way to the top. And so kind of what I'm seeing is there's some birds out here that are wide at the bottom, but they significantly taper, or they don't do a terrible job of tapering, but you look at that base width and there's just a pretty big difference there. And so tried to give each kid a little bit of feedback on what I was feeling. We're going to roll over this group to let them compete with the final callback, and we'll see where they stand. So let's give all the kids in the arena a big round of applause. They've been working hard for the last 18 weeks. They deserve every bit of praise they can get. So thank you, and let's bring in the final callback. Thank you.
Final callback for Turkey Toms. Pin numbers 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 20, 23, 24, 28, 29, and 46. Again, that's pin numbers 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 20, 23, 24, 28, 29, and 46 for the final callback of Turkey Toms. Exhibitors and families, your judge today for Turkey Toms is Mr. Jacob Price. Jacob Price is a native of Gilmer, Texas, and he is a 2014 graduate of Texas A&M with a degree in poultry science. While at A&M, he was a member of the 2011 and 2012 National Champion Collegiate Poultry Judging Team, where he was also the overall high individual in the nation. He later went on to coach the A&M poultry judging team to multiple national championships from 2013 to 2015. He is currently an agricultural science teacher and FFA advisor at Katy High School, where he has trained the 2018, 2019, 2022, and 2025 state and national FFA champion poultry judging teams. Mr. Price has been judging county and major poultry shows in Texas since 2013, including the Houston Livestock Show, San Antonio, Rodeo Austin, and the State Fair of Texas poultry shows. Thank you, Jacob, for all that you do.
Okay, as again, we're bringing them all back out here. Everybody's getting a second look. We're going to hold these 4 pins out here, 4 or 5, whatever there is. We're starting to get where there's one really good bird. The second bird's pretty good. The third one is still a little bit weak, but I'm going to release the outside. We'll call in the next call, and we'll get them all placed eventually.
We're going to bring in the 4th callback of cockerels now. So pin numbers 7, 18, 23, 26, 35, 39, 42, 47, 49, 57, 72, 83, 84, 92, and 93. Again, that's pin numbers 7, 18, 23, 26, 35, 39, 42, 47, 49, 57, 72, 83, 84, 92, and 93 for the fourth callback of Cockerels.
Okay, we're getting down to the last callback coming out here next. So we're gonna hold these 11 on the outside and bring in the last callback. There's just one bird that makes a difference in each one of these pins that are out here right now. You know, you got to bring what you got to bring, and that's all you have in the barn. I get that, but you know, I'm still looking for the most fleshing we can get off of these birds. So with the 11 on the fence, we'll stay where they're at. We'll release this group. Let's give them a round of applause, please.
Okay, the final callback for Cockrells. Pin numbers 17, 22, 33, 40, 53, 54, 56, and 86. Again, that's pin numbers 17, 22, 33, 40, 53, 54, 56, and 86 for the final callback of Cockrells. Please make your way to the arena.
Well, thank you for your patience as we work our way through this top end of our Tom show. Before I get started talking reasons, let's give all these kids a big round of applause. They put in a lot of work over the last 18 weeks or so. They deserve every bit of ring time and recognition they can get. It's a blessing and an honor to share the ring with these kids, and I just, as an ag teacher, I know exactly how hard these kids work. They work their tails off and put the work in and you know, I always like to say work wins, and that's an important thing to consider, because the harder you work at something, usually the better results you get. And all these kids right here are the top end of your Tom class, and they obviously put in the work. So let's talk about what we want in a market Tom. What we're looking for is big and wide at the base, and they carry all the way to the tip of the keel. They're good and long, you know, and you know, my job today is to find the ones that yield the most amount of breast meat. And really, you know, in my mind, where that becomes the most important is the base width, okay? Because not only is that the widest portion, it's also, if you think about the anatomy of a breast muscle, it's also the thickest portion, and it tapers down to a thinner end. And so that's not only the widest, it's also the thickest part. So that's where you got to put most of your emphasis. But I can tell you here today, that matters a lot, but also what matters here, and where I'm seeing a lot of differences, not only on base width, but also in taper. And it's the amount of meat that carries all the way to the tip of the keel. You know, I think as we start coming down to this end right here, we start seeing a little bit more tapering than what we see towards this end. And so with all that being said, I hope everybody can leave here. I try to give each kid a little bit of feedback on what I was seeing. This is going to be my top end today. And really, I think the top two kind of sort themselves for me pretty easy today. It's going to be the two right here on the end. They're the biggest and widest on the base, and they do a great job of not carrying it back. So we'll have those. We'll bring those back out for our grand drive after our hen show. But congratulations to all these kids, and big round of applause for them. They deserve every bit of recognition. Thank you.
Exhibitors and families, your 2026 cockerel judge today is Mr. Keith Scott. He has a poultry science degree from Texas A&M, and he graduated in 1991. He was on the 1990 to 1991 national champion poultry judging team, and he has judged all major livestock shows multiple times with multiple species. He is married to his lovely wife, and he has 4 children and 5 grandchildren. His hobbies are spending time with his family, hunting, and fishing. Thank you, Mr. Scott, for all that you do. Moving on to Turkey Tom placings. Placing number 13 is Weston Harlan with Travis County 4-H. Placing number 12 is Corbin Franklin with Harris County 4-H. Placing number 11 is Catherine Johnson with Alpha Omega FFA. Placing 10th is
Aaron Rabzinski.
Okay, good. You said it better than I could. With Poth FFA. Placing 9th is Ezra Garza with Poteet 4-H. Placing 8th is Claire Martinez with Navarro FFA. Placing 7th is Cody Johnson with Alpha Omega FFA. Placing 6th is Frank Koviak with East Central FFA. Placing 5th is Clara Gossett with Guadalupe County 4-H. Placing 4th is Mason Nees with Fredericksburg FFA. Placing 3rd is Matthew Heinsohn with Lavernia FFA. And in no particular order, the top 2 Turkey Tom pins are Annabelle Basha from New Berlin 4-H, and then Presley Mooney with Lavernia FFA. Okay, we're going to start on the first callback for turkey hens. So, pin numbers 95, 96, 97, 100, 101, 102, 104, 113, 117, 123, 126, 130, 152, 155, 156, and 160. Again, that's numbers.
Out here, every acre has a story. It's where families work hard, plan, and take pride in what they do. Whether you're buying your first place,
126, 130, 152, 155, 156, and pin number 160 for the first callback of turkey hens.
out here, every acre has a story. It's where families work hard, plan, and take pride in what they do. Whether you're buying your first place, expanding your operation, or just getting through another season, we're here to help you grow, one good decision at a time. The leader in ag lending throughout Texas and New Mexico, Ag Trust Farm Credit.
All right, so we got our hens out here, and let's give all these kids a big hand, make some noise for them, please, if you don't mind. All right, so what we're looking for, and we're looking for the same thing. If you heard me on the Tom show, we're looking for the same thing out here. A little bit different because they just don't have the total quantity that the Toms do. But I think, if you talk about hens, I think they do have a prettier feel to them. They're not as sloppy, big, and they don't beat the tar out of me, so that's nice too. But really kind of what we're seeing is we've got a little too much tapering going on. We need a little bit more base width down at the bottom. And kind of, so I gave each kid a little bit of feedback, but what I'm seeing is a lot of tapering, okay? Meat that just doesn't carry up, or meat that doesn't have it at the base. We're going to roll these 4 over and let them compete with the next callback. But let's put all your hands together for me real quick for all these kids in the ring as they exit and we bring the next callback in. Thank you.
Okay, let's give them all a round of applause. This is an extremely good bunch of broilers that are out here. There's typically only one bird that falls off just a little bit. There's some really strong birds. Again, looking for the fleshing. You probably see me switch a bird to put in the middle. That way I can compare the 2 best birds against how weak the third bird is in the pen. And then I feel, I had some of these young ladies and young gentlemen follow me around so I could kind of compare as we were going. So everybody stay because they got to come and get you chicken. We're going to start with 13th place down there and come all the way to 3rd. And one of these 2 will be first and one will be second. So let's give them all a round of applause.
Second callback for turkey hens. Pin numbers 98, 99, 103, 105, 106, 107, 108, 110, 111, 115, 116, 118, 119, 120, 127, 132, 133, 136, 137, 141, 143, 144, 146, 151, 153, 154, 158, and 161. Again, that's pin numbers 98, 99, 103, 105, 106, 107, 108, 110, 111, 115, 116, 118, 119, 120, 127, 132, 133, 136, 137, 141, 143, 144, 146, 151, 153, 154, 158, and 161. Please head to the arena for the second callback of turkey hens. Thirteenth placed cockerel is Hagen Brzezinski with Grimes County 4-H. 12th place is Adeline Philly with Dayton 4-H slash Liberty County, I guess. 11th place is Jake Marcoux with Katy FFA. 10th place is Casey Curtis with Alpha Omega Academy FFA. 9th place is Haley Berzinski with Grimes County 4-H. 8th place is Hallie Welch with Long Creek FFA. 7th place is Hunter Harlows with Belton FFA. 6th place is Landon Deeringer with Hallettsville FFA. 5th place is Luke Titzman with Walker County 4-H. 4th place is Jake Davis with Waller County 4-H. 3rd place is Ella Porter with Montgomery County 4-H. And the top 2 cockerel pins are Nicole Lee with Wilson County 4-H and Kylie Kimmich with Grimes County 4-H. Now that the cockerel show is over, we're going to start with the first callback for pullets. Pin numbers 148, 153, 154, 155, 162, 165, 171, 172, 173, 177, 178, 182, 184, 186, 187, 189, 205, 220, and 222. Again, those are pin numbers 148, 153, 154, 155, 162, 165, 171, 172, 173, 177, 178, 182, 184, 186, 187, 189, 205, 220, and 222. Please come to the show ring for the first callback of pullets.
Let me tell you, folks, there's some big turkey hens around this edge that are gonna go home today, and man, a lot of these kids probably win their local shows or county fairs and do really well. And when you show up to Rodeo Austin, you gotta have a big one, and so try to give each kid a little bit of feedback on what I was seeing, but what I'm seeing as I talk about these on the edge is. They just don't quite have the base width today, but what I really am seeing is they're tapering, okay, and kind of at this point, you're bringing what you have left in the turkey pen. They've shown San Antonio, they've shown Houston, now Austin, and you showed your local show maybe out of your batch of birds, and so really the differences I'm seeing is the amount of taper on this outer edge. But y'all do me a favor, make some noise for these kids on the edge. We're going to go ahead and release them, and we're going to roll over these three to compete with our final callback. Thank you.
Final callback for turkey hens, starting with pin number 109, 112, 114, 121, 122, 124, 125, 128, 129, 131, 134, 135, 138, 139, 140, 142, 145, 147, 148, 149, 150, 157, and 159. Again, that's pin numbers 109, 112, 114, 121, 122, 124, 125, 128, 129, 131, 134, 135, 138, 139, 140, 142, 145, 147, 148, 149, 150, 157, and 159. Please make your way into the show ring for the final callback of turkey hens.
Okay, again, I'm looking for the most fleshing that I can get off of these three birds if we fillet them. And again, we're bringing every set of birds back out here to feel them so I can get them placed right, compared side by side. You know, when you're flipping back and forth between cockerels and pullets, you know, you may miss a pin. But that's why we're bringing them all back out here so everybody gets a fair chance. I've gone through these. When they come in, I've gone through them 3 more times since they've been out here. So we're going to keep these 4 or 5 pins out here till the next group comes out, and we'll excuse the ones on the wall. Let's give them a round of applause.
Calling second callback for pullets. Pin numbers 158, 161, 163, 166, 167, 168, 175, 176, 179, 181, 185, 188, 191, 193, 194, 196, 200, 202, 207, 208, 211, 214, 218, and 221. Again, that's pin numbers 158, 161, 163, 166, 167, 168, 175, 176, 179, 181, 185, 188, 191, 193, 194, 196, 200, 202, 207, 208, 211, 214, 218, and 221. Please make your way to the show ring for the second callback of pullets.
Okay, as went through the second callback, they're definitely starting to come together. A lot more of 1 and 2 bird being standing out, the third bird just being a little bit weak, but they're getting a lot better really quick. We got I think 2 or 3 more calls, so we're going to release the ones on the outside and we'll hold these here.
Now calling the third callback for Pullets, pin numbers 149, 150, 152, 156, 160, 164, 169, 170, 180, 183, 197, 198, 199, 201, 203, 204, 209, 210, 212, 213, 215, 216, and 219. Again, that's pin numbers 149, 150, 152, 156, 160, 164, 169, 170, 180, 183, 197, 198, 199, 201, 203, 204, 209, 210, 212, 213, 215, 216, and 219. Please make your way into the show arena for the third callback of Pullets. Pin 8 on the cockerel side. If you could please remove your cockerels and bring them to the sift line. Thank you.
Okay. Again, I mean, the pullets are really coming together very nicely. You know, they're most of them are staying pretty firm. I mean, there's a lot of stress hauling these birds back and forth. You know, from their nice climate controlled houses across the country. At least we're doing this show today, and it was instead of yesterday. A little brutal yesterday, but we're going to keep the ones on the wall and these few out here. We're going to release these and bring in one more call, and we'll get them placed. Let's give them a round of applause.
All right, let's make some noise for your final callback of turkey hens. Really deep competitive group here, and you know, I think, you know, the hens are a lot easier to manage as far as the length of time that we have them on feed, and so they're a little fresher today. They're not as big and sloppy as some of those toms get, so they're a lot easier to manage as far as making sure they're show ready today. So that goes to showing the quality of this group. You know, top to bottom here, I mean, you could take any one of these turkeys and probably win a lot of county fairs, a lot of local shows, and so just, you know, it breaks my heart to this hen is not going to make auction today because they deserve to be in this ring, and they're very high quality. But this is going to be my top end today, and I think in my mind you got two that really sort themselves to the top as far as the base width at the bottom, how they carry it up to the tip, and then the length of that kill bone. You put all three together, and you got a pretty nice turkey hen. And I think there's two of them really that are really close in my mind as far as what the ideal characteristics are of a turkey hen, and that's going to be your two right here on the end. Congratulations, that's your top two. And then they're placed on down.
Okay, final callback for pullets. Pin numbers 151, 157, 159, 174, 190, 192, 195, 206, and 217. Again, that's pin numbers 151, 157, 159, 174, 190, 192, 195, 206, and 217. Please make your way to the show ring for the final callback of pullets. Can the top two toms come to the arena for the grand selection? Top two toms, please come to the arena. Okay, placings for turkey hens. Placing 13th is Zachary Basha with Guadalupe County. Placing 12th is Matthew Marek with Seguin FFA. 11th place is Madeline Martin with Lavernia FFA. 10th place is Cameron Kaufman with Guadalupe County 4-H. 9th place is Klein Mangum with Poth FFA. 8th place is Cody Clay with Bear County 4-H. Wyatt Slaughter is 7th place with Alpha Omega Academy FFA. 6th place is Riley Schmidt with Gillespie County 4-H. 5th place is Haley Hurdle with Wilson County 4-H. 4th place is Wyatt Burkholder with Helotes 4-H or Bear County 4-H. 3rd place is Kyla Sims with Fredericksburg FFA. We're at the top. And the top two are out in the show ring right now. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start the grand drive of the turkey selection with the turkey toms and the turkey hens.
Let's give a round of applause for your grand drive on your turkeys. Phenomenal set here, and you know, I think, you know, when you start evaluating just how long these birds have been on feed, I mean, these kids get these birds in first week of November. That's a long time. You know, I think sometimes turkey kids have more on feed than the steer kids do. I truly believe that, because these things eat, and they have a lot of time invested. These kids, they invest a lot of time and finances and funds behind it, and a lot of hard work. And you know, if you evaluate just the birds, you know, that's one thing, and that's we're trying to produce big birds and big, wide, you know, total amount of breast meat. That's what we're after, right? But if you really start thinking about it, the turkeys, you know, we're trying to make great turkeys, but I think really deeply, if you look a little deeper, we're trying to make great kids. You know, the turkeys are the tool, and we're just trying to build good kids. And I think as parents and families, as ag teachers, as 4-H advisors, really we're just trying to get kids in the barn and show them that, you know, the work that you put in, typically it's the good results. And I think these 4 are a testament that the work that they've put in the barn has led them here, standing in front of you today. And so let's give a big round of applause to these top 4 on turkeys. You know, when I'm deciding between, you know, Tom and hen, you can't necessarily go off just the total amount of breast meat, right? The Toms are going to win that every day of the week. You know, I think I could talk each one of these individually about what I see and what I like about them, but, you know, essentially we're looking for the same thing when we're talking about a Tom or a hen. How big and wide are they at the base? How well are they carried up to the top of the keel bone? And then we look at that length, and you got to have all 3 of those things to be in this top. And all 4 of these birds have all that. There's just some slight differences between them. You know, and I think I've got one in my mind that has kept itself together for the amount of time it's been on feed, has been impressive. And so put your hands together for me for your top 4. Let's name you a grand and reserve overall. Thank you.
Your grand champion turkey was raised by Presley Mooney with Lavernia FFA, and your reserve champion turkey was raised by Connor Sims from Fredericksburg FFA.